See Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. So we have some geopolitical things going on still. So today we kind of had where Russia kind of got a little crazy. They took over an area. Ukraine lost the area. So now we're kind of seeing the market correct. The Ukraine said there was no risk of them losing it, and now they have. And we also have things like there are going to be talks this week. So maybe this is a pullback in anticipation that Putin has not been very favorable to the terms that we have. So if he can't agree to these terms, obviously things are going to keep going and the market is going to keep bleeding. So this coming week is going to be very important to know how we stand on that issue. Our VWAP does want to round away. Momentum is starting to round, money flow is pulling back, stochastic's running up, and that RSI is starting to pull back, so I would watch that VWAP as it is starting to look a little weak on this 1 hour. Over on the 1 hour, you can see we attempted to make a strong bullish wave, but that was after we kind of saw some bearish indicators. So our VWAP started to get lower highs with lower lows. Once you start seeing these lower lows set in, that could have been your red signal that we would pull back. So hopefully, if you're watching for that, you would have taken profits at that zone. Now, we are seeing that VWAP rebound, so if we can get higher highs with higher lows from this point, momentum will push forward, money flow can remain in the green, and we can continue to run. So there is still that possibility, but remember that geopolitical thing we just said is going to weigh heavily on the market over this week, as if things don't go through, it's not going to be too good. So this is also a reason why you trade on confirmation, because we'll look at Bitcoin and we'll look at XRP since we had patterns on both. Our stochastic is pretty flat here. RSI is pretty flat. Remember, drop a comment if you have any special requests. VWAP is starting to pull back. Momentum is starting to round, and that money flow is starting to push down. So if that VWAP continues to taper off here on lower time frames, we likely could see a rounding top. This could be a lower high, followed by a lower low, and then we could see bearish continuation continue to drop us down. That's providing the geopolitical thing does not go favorably. Now over on the 1 hour, so we had our bull flag. I said it was pretty flat here, so just exercise caution. We should have seen a breakout. We did not see that breakout. We pushed down to the bottom. Usually after your third touch to the top, if you push down to the bottom, that's when the pattern can get a little hairy. And if you're watching the VWAP, you would have seen lower highs with lower lows, so you would have seen a bearish trend, and that you would have seen the struggle. So the bearish trend with the struggle would have told you you may want to get out. Maybe you waited for this little pump here, but you saw that wave start to kind of crash out, and we were again another consistent low, and then we broke down. So hopefully you kind of took that and ran with it if you're trying to mitigate any losses. Our VWAP is pushing down. We do have a higher low though right now. So if that VWAP can scoop forward and break for a consistent or higher high, we can make a rebound yet. But if that VWAP continues to push down and we see a rejection of neutral, and money flow will remain in the red and we will continue to bleed over the daily and continue to drop down. Remember, when that money flow holds in the red over our time frames, all across them, we have the 1 hour in the red, the 2 hour is about to be in the red, and the 4 hour is about to be in the red. So when the 1, 2, and 4 hour get in the red, that's when that daily has that kind of mix to push down very strongly. So keep that in mind. We are kind of seeing that, and again, that's going to mainly depend on the things that are going on in the whole world right now. So over on XRP, we did get a rejection of our Fibonacci level. We broke through our pattern and then continued. Stochastic does look like it is about to round. RSI is starting to weaken. VWAP is starting to taper off. Momentum's pulling back, and that money flow is in the red. But if that VWAP can remain bullish, we could still push forward. Over on the 1 hour here, we kind of had very similar action on Bitcoin. So we had higher lows with higher highs, and we got breakaway. So what the important thing to watch here is how this price action at this retest was. We got a break, a retest, and then a confirmation red candle. That confirmation red candle could have told you we would see more downside. It was pretty much the full move of the pattern, but it could have been your signal that we would see further downside and that the pattern would not get the bullish play out. Our VWAP does have a lower high right now. Momentum is starting to pull back with the red dot, and money flow is pulling back. If this continues, we likely would continue lower, and this could become a bearish continuation with lower highs and lower lows that do not connect. Remember, when they do not connect, you get a bearish continuation that drops you lower. When the highs and lows do connect, you get a bullish continuation that are a descending channel, sorry, bullish continuation is different. A descending channel that has a bullish pattern that pushes you up. A bullish continuation is higher highs and higher lows that do not connect, kind of like we saw back here that helped push us up. Now we're kind of seeing some bearish retracement. Not the end of the world. You can't just go straight up. You don't want to just go straight up, because remember, if you shoot for the moon with no kind of stop in between, you're going to run out of gas and come crashing back down. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night. Hit the like and subscribe, and join us in that Discord.